welcome all. I have the honor and the privilege to get to interview and have a talk with a person that I met not too long ago, who is the owner of Hardheads Jui-Jitsu Club. His name is Jonathan Martinez, and it was just such a lucky chance to stumble into a place that I'm going to share with him as we talk here about how it's had a impact on me personally. But I want to introduce Jonathan. He can give us a little bit about his background, his experience, what levels and ranking he has for us. And hello, Jonathan. How you doing this morning?
What's up, Mike? Doing good, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for having me on here.
Oh, my pleasure, man. So tell me about yourself. I know you practice jujitsu. You got Muay Thai going also in your gym. So where do you stand on those? What's your background there?
So I started training about I think 7 years ago, going on 8 years now.
Okay,
Jiu-jitsu, and yeah, just mainly jiu-jitsu. I'm sorry, I've dabbled in just training in MMA and helping a lot of MMA fighters.
that's what's
But
up.
I've always been in love with Muay Thai. So whenever I got the chance to kind of bring in a coach for Muay Thai, like a traditional Muay Thai coach, I was like, man, let's do it. So I've
That's
always
what's
liked
up.
it, just never really had the opportunity to train it, and now we have it.
That's what's up, man. So you're born and raised here, San Antonio? Where you?
Yes, sir. Right in that neighborhood where the gym is, right in Palo Alto.
Oh man,
Yeah, all my life there.
yeah. You got siblings, man?
Yeah, I have a really big family on my dad's side. Mostly my dad's family's here in San Antonio, and
Yeah.
I have I think we recently had an event where we had to kind of number the people that we had there, and I think I have like 70 plus first cousins. So and we're mainly all here in this area, mainly between here, Palo Alto, and like the Quintana community, Sky Harbor out there, Five Palms. So
Yeah, that's
we're
what's up,
spread out
man. Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like my family back in North Carolina, man. The same thing, and very obviously similarities in both our cultures, man. The big family and the expansion of cousins and things like that. So we have
Yeah.
family gatherings is always massive, right? Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. We go somewhere and my wife's like, I'm like, oh, that's my cousin. She's like, how? I'm like, I can't explain it. Just I know it's my cousin. Like, we'll ask my mom later.
Yeah, right on. Can't run down the family line that moment. It's
Yeah.
too extensive. That's what's up, man. So it's a South Sider that you are, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's great to have such a gym down here on the south side. So what was it like coming up over here on the south side for you, man? Because I'm a transplant. I come from originally from like North Carolina, and then I lived other places outside of the country and things, and then eventually made my way down here to San Antonio. So, but tell me, what was it like, coming up on the south side down here, man?
Man, I think it's just it's a family environment, right? It's a lot of people have bad things to say about this side, but I think it's like everywhere, right? Every
Indeed.
place has a good side and a bad side. To some people, like what may seem bad, like is just kind of like normal living to others.
Oh, indeed. Yeah,
so
yeah. Yes, it's relative.
so
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I had a pretty cool childhood. Um, uh, Again, I have a lot of cousins, and I never had a I never I was always around people, always. I always have been. So I feel like that's kind of like I think as I got older, I got a little bit more not antisocial, but kind of more reserved. But as a kid, man, I had friends everywhere, and then like I had my cousins, and then so every grade that I was in, I had so many cousins above me or under me, so I just had friends everywhere. It was a cool childhood. Of course, like everybody else, there's hardships and ups and downs. But other than that, like as far as my life, I can remember it. I I liked it was cool. As far as growing up here on the south side, um it's just good, man. It's cool. I mean, like I just said, like good times and bad times.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna hear me reflect on this a lot, man, because I geek out about this often, man. It's just that what you just mentioned really is like the atmosphere there, man. It's so like family, not oriented. It's different than family oriented, right? Because I'm a I'm a nomad, right? I find myself going to different places over my time in different gyms, and getting the opportunity to work out with people. And I always can say it's always been cordial activity, right? Interactions and things. But I mean, I can't express this, well enough. Is that, from day one, it was a different type of welcoming, man. It's like, it's like, all right, it's gonna sound weird, right? But it's gonna sound like, if there's a person that's like, let's say a homeless person, a person in need, and it's like, hey, man, come on in here, and the first person starts feeding them, then the other person's doing something for them, and then I mean, the person's like, oh, what the heck's going on? Is this real, right? And then you realize is that it's just a bunch of humble people that's there to help each other out. You know what I mean? And that's the man straight off the bat is the atmosphere. So I can understand how that correlates from the family you come from, man.
That's really cool that you say that, man, because from the jump, man, someone that I have a couple of core friends, right? I've been training for a couple years now in jiu-jitsu, and that was like a big part of, or big yeah, I guess a big part of what I felt like I needed to provide, or we needed to provide there, like just like a welcoming environment. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
And just making sure that the door was open for everyone. Of course, as long as as long as they're willing to follow the program. And what I mean by that is just continuing that same culture that we're trying to develop and cultivate. Making sure that everybody's welcome, and uh, and it's a good environment for everyone.
Yo, man, definitely, man. You're definitely nailing that for sure, man. It's fun to go because it's like it's it's obviously playful energy, but it's just the way that everyone is really there for everybody, man, and it's so sincere. So it's really cool to see that, man. So yeah,
It's important, man. It's important, man.
yeah. So were you into athletics as you were coming up as well, like other things, like in wrestling or anything like that, as you were coming through?
No, but I was just not no, I wasn't really a sports person. I think I mean I played like middle school football and then
Yeah.
like freshman football, but other than but not really too much. Like I kind of just did it because some of my friends were doing it, not because I really wanted to, you know?
Right on, right on. Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. I can totally relate to that. Yeah, I was an
Yeah.
asthmatic child, so I learned everything from my brother. I couldn't play any sports during that time frame. They didn't give us waivers for that. So yeah, I just learned by whatever he taught me, whatever he showed me. So I wasn't really kind of into sports like that either. He's a diehard sports person, so I can relate to that too, for real, for real.
Yeah.
So what? How did you spend your childhood? What were you doing? What were you getting up to and things during that time?
Man, just traditional Mexican family, man. Every weekend at my grandma's. Like I said, I always with my cousins, just doing like just doing like dumb kid stuff. You know what I mean? We
Right
used to
on, yeah.
like. Well, I have one of my cousins. Just like average dumb kid stuff. Like we would egg cars or
Yeah.
just like do dumb stuff like take our bikes. Just I mean, I feel like I don't see a lot of kids on bikes a lot anymore. But we used to
I know,
just get
right?
our bikes and we would just leave them at my grandma's and whenever we would all meet up there, we would just like leave anywhere. Like our
Right
parents
on,
had no
right?
clue where the heck we were. Like and I'd
Yeah.
always be scared, man. I was always scared. Like man, we're
No,
going too far. And like now as an adult, it's like oh, we're down the street. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's too funny. It reminds me of mine too, man. My childhood is very similar to that, man. We just were just rolling the streets, man. Like, getting up to no good in some cases
Yeah.
like that. But it's like low key stuff like that. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
freaking, throwing water balloons at cars and crap like that. You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah.
we obviously deemed was extremely harmless. I know it was annoying to people, but it was fun for us. So we could get that adrenaline rush and running away from it and stuff. So I can totally relate to that, man.
You
That's
know what?
just
I probably too like we were able to get away with it because eggs weren't as expensive as they are today.
right.
Right? She. Yeah, man. But yeah, we would just do like dumb fun stuff like that, man.
Yeah, man. And I saw recently. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't early in your childhood like that, or your early teen years, but possibly so. That I see you're into cars, man.
Oh yeah, my dad's always been into old cars, and it's kind of something that we've always kind of shared together, if you will. Like I don't know if well, I'm pretty sure it stems from him, but like I just love old cars, you know.
Let's see.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
I can remember from a kid, he had like I think it was like a '87 Monte Carlo Super Sport, and like that's just like my goal, you know what I mean? To
Ah, I
have
got
one,
you.
and so like, and then from there, like he started there, and then he just like started going like older and older, and so
Nice.
now he's into like the old school bombs, and I like doing that too. Like I love helping him out whenever I can, like and we just kind of it's kind of like a shared hobby with my dad.
Oh yeah, man. So it's great bonding on man. That's actually that's really cool, man. That's dope, actually.
A lot of arguments, but it's still bonding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can totally understand that too, right? Yeah. So you said that's your dream car is the SS, right? So how
Yep.
far have you gotten on your goal towards it? Are you is it something in the future that you like when I chill out, I'm gonna start working on it, or is it something that you have like in the forefront, like, hey, I'm gonna go and get this?
Nah, it's still just a dream.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
That's,
other things right now, but it's still just like it's gonna be mine one day, but just
right on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just not something that I'm chasing right now.
Yeah, no worries, man. That's cool. That's cool. Because I know being here, particularly obviously on the south side, right? So I'm a transplant. Like I said, I mentioned I came from North Carolina, from England, and all that stuff, and then eventually got here, right? So when I got here, it was like in early it's 2000, and I'm over here by Kelly and Lackland, and I know during that time frame, military used to be hot with cars, man. They used to be like the little strip that was here and everything.
Yeah,
So was it, you have memories of that when you were coming up?
yeah.
For real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's really cool too because like my mom's side, I have uncles that are not so much older than me. And
Yeah.
so like they were I mean I always looked up to them, right? Cuz I always thought they were so cool. They had like a car club and like they were always down in military, and my dad, I would always like try to go with them, and my dad would be like, I don't know, man. Like, I'll take you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like then he would take me down military, but we would kind of hang out with them, but kind of at a distance, just because my uncles were kind of wild, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. So I definitely remember that time frame when I first got here. That was used to be a buzzing spot,
It's
all the
coming back too.
yeah, it's a resurgence. I was literally about
Yeah.
to say, man, this is it's definitely like their folks started making it more reminiscent of how it was before. It's building back up
Yeah.
slowly.
Yep.
I know they have
Yeah.
the what do you call the ones that I don't want to say burnout. I don't even want to say crash out, but now I can't think of the word now. You know when they do the little spin outs and they shut
Oh,
downs,
like
right?
I think they call them like takeovers or something like that.
Takeovers. That's the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know a few of those have taken place, but I don't know how much is going to go back to the old days with that's everybody rolling down the strip and everybody on the sidelines and it's because in a way it's cultural. In the 90s there was a lot of things like going on like that in all communities in that regard, man. So
Yeah.
it was definitely a time where there was a lot more group activity where it brought people like out and you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it'd be cool to see it again. It'd be cool to see it
Yeah, it
again.
would be cool. It really would be cool. Yeah, because I feel like you think I feel it's been gone for a while, so you kind of think of like all like almost like a whole generation missed it. You know what I
Right
mean?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's very true. That's very true. So, with that being said, this new generation of folks getting a whole different experience of things, and things tend to always roll back. But
Yeah.
how do you think you're connecting with the generation with your school, man? Because it seems like you got a good following in there.
Yeah, you know what? I uh I just try to well, I feel like the generation now, and I don't know if it has something to do with me being older, but like now, maybe possibly like I kind of look at a lot of the young generation. I'm like, damn, these kids are wild, you know, like, and I just try and kind of be like that older brother, if you will, that maybe kind of like I hope they can kind of listen to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
indeed, indeed.
and especially like being like in the area that we're in, or that we're from, like I know it's I feel like we're kind of already starting an uphill battle,
Sure.
and so I'm kind of hoping that like through us, or not just through me, but through us as a whole, that we can kind of like help them kind of like get up that hill faster, right? By trying to connect with them, not trying to like scold them and like tell them how to live, but just maybe, I don't know, just kind of being that person that maybe you wish you had when you were younger, you know?
Oh,
For
right on, man.
some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man. Because I think a lot of times is that energy that's kind of wasted or used elsewhere that can be expended in there, and folks don't know off the bat that is something about self development. I mean, and that speaks a lot to some of the coaches you have in there, man. So like Nikki, who just fought not too long ago, right, at the
Yeah.
Elevate. Me and him, how we're having a talk about that on how it helped mold him into a different kind of character for himself, right? The work that you put in, that energy that you put in, it helps you develop other things about yourself that sometimes you don't even realize that you have there. So, it's just like a little jewel that you have there, and within the neighborhood, within the area, man, for sure. So um, I don't know what you do purposely for that, but I can see it's a reflection in the people that you have there. The kids that you have there. So, how did that start for you? Like, was it the easy step in to get the kids going, or how was that for you? Once you started to put it together, say, hey, I got the school going on, and now you're talking about how you feel that the kids were wild. Did you feel
Yeah.
it was a little bit of an ease to get them into the door and then keep them going? Because it seems like you got a good little rotation of kids there, if you will.
Yeah. No, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, no, you know what? I think it's just for a lot of places like this, right? It just really it's just really getting them getting someone in there, right?
Yeah,
To just kind of see what we're doing, and check out the environment, right?
right on.
I think that it's very easy for them to kind of like because of like what you previously said about like the environment and how you felt like that. That's the experience that we kind of expect to give everybody. So I think
Right
that
on.
especially like these a lot of my guys that are kind of on the wild side, like some of them are kind of coming into an environment that maybe they're kind of missing somewhere else. You know what I mean? So it
Indeed.
feels good to them, And I hope that answers what you were asking. But yeah, as for like trying to connect with them, I don't know. I just it's very important for me and everybody there to kind of just be yourself. And
Yeah.
and I think just being, I really feel like being from the area, knowing the environment, like maybe the trials or whatever it may be that they may be going through, like I feel like maybe they can relate to it, and it kind of feels like a little more homey or home to them. And it's
Yeah, and
easy
that's
for
what
them to kind of like feel like accepted, or feel comfortable being there too.
that's why I think again it goes back to you what you're saying about having a big family. It seems like it's more just an extension of family, and that's just not just the energy. That's really the action that's put out there. And I think that really is such a overlook point about sometimes when you go into a place that feeling of like you are accepted, and sometimes in places where you may feel like everybody's in here, they already have their stuff together. I don't want to go in this environment where you feel like everybody's like, it's like my cousins, you know what I mean? These are like my
Yeah,
this is like my brother over here, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like literally it can feel that way.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. So when did you in your journey, because you mentioned about going being at it for now about 7 years. So how did you get yourself to get yourself to be a gym owner, I guess, if you will. So how did your jujitsu journey start? What made you stumble into a place and say, hey, you know what, I think I'm gonna stick with this?
Yeah. So initially, like I had a group of friends that we would go to like Golds and just lift, right?
Yeah.
And that group started like maybe like 3 or 4 guys, and we're doing well. Everybody's showing up, lifting, and And then kind of as time went by, like one will kind of fall off. All right, cool. Second guy fall off. Then you end up kind of there by yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, at least, it was kind of like I guess maybe now that I'm saying it, I've kind of always been around or like family or around people. So maybe I guess like I kind of felt like, I'm not really feeling this no more anymore. And I had told my wife like, hey, I think I'm gonna check out like a boxing gym or something. You know, like there's so many boxing gyms here on the south side,
Mm.
and it's crazy. Just randomly, an old coworker added me on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I hadn't seen him in a couple years, maybe like 2, 3 years. And I added him, and I saw him in a kimono, right? And I was like, oh, what the hell does this guy do? And I saw he was doing jujitsu. And I reached out to him and I was like, hey man, like that's cool. I literally just been talking to my wife or my girlfriend then about doing maybe boxing or jiu-jitsu something. And he's like, oh, my friend's opened a gym right there on the south side. And I was like, oh, for real? Like, where is it? So he gave me the information, and I remember I was kind of sitting on it for a little bit, like, man, like I don't know, kind of nervous.
Yeah.
And then one day we got rained out at work or something, and I didn't end up going to work. And I was like, oh, you know what? They have a morning class. I went to go check out the class, and I did the class, and I just never left anymore.
That's
Like it
what's
was
up.
it was just right there from day one. I just fell in love with it.
Right, right. You found your fit, man. That's what's up. Yeah, it definitely reflects your passion for it and everything like that. So, were you at this gym consistently throughout your whole training?
Yeah, yeah. I was there. I think whenever it was called Ultimate Submission Academy, it was right here on Military in Pleasanton,
Okay.
and I believe whenever I went, it had only been open about a month.
Oh wow.
So when I started, I always tell this story. Like when I started, I probably had like maybe three training partners and then like a coach.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was very small.
Nice.
And then yeah, then something that happened that right away that kind of stunk was like within a month I got like a staph infection, and
Oh, for the
I was gone, I think, for probably like not training for like I would say maybe like 4 or 5 months.
wow.
Um, but I would still show up because I had like a pick line. I spent like almost like a month in the hospital, like 3 weeks 2 to 3 weeks in the hospital, and then after that I had to be like on a pick line. But like, as soon as I got out of the hospital,
Yeah.
like I went right back just to watch the class. You know what I mean?
That's
It
what's
was
up.
cool,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yes.
but that place right there, it really it's always gonna hold a special place in my heart.
Nice. Nice. Is it still open?
Not the San Antonio location. They have a location in Floresville that we had opened as well, and now they only have that location open.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. And how long were you there before they moved on?
I was there for. I believe we were there for 3 years. No, 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. I think
Okay.
4 years we were there, and then basically there was like well, I'll be honest, I don't know what the issues may have been between the owner and the coach, and
Yeah.
there was a split, and me and the coach, we took off and we opened another gym over in Elmendorf, and
Oh, okay.
and uh and so a lot of the team went over there with us.
Oh, nice. 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 That's
So
good.
then,
Good.
so I basically have trained under the same person the whole time up until probably the last year.
Oh wow, that's awesome, man. That's great. That's great. And so when you start getting the experience and opening up your own place, what was that like for you the first time you started like setting your foot in that realm?
Man, it was scary, honestly. At first,
Yeah.
I was scared because I never really wanted to open a gym. I feel
Oh
like
wow.
I kind of feel like um I fell in love with it so much that I felt like I need it for the rest of my life, that type of deal.
I
And so
Yeah,
like
I can relate.
so
Yes.
it was like I was kind of, I got encouraged like by my wife or some close friends, like, hey, like you should open a gym. And then I was like, I don't know, man. And then I put all these like I don't know if this is the right word, but like stipulations to me, like to opening a gym, right? Like when I,
Barriers.
yeah, I like on purpose, right? Because I was
Yeah.
scared. Like I was like, all right, it has to be in this area. It has to be in this in this budget.
Right.
Just a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then whenever we found this place, it was in the area. It was in my budget. I forgot. I had a couple other things, right? And I was like, I told Steph, like, I was like, I don't know. And she's like, you said that if these things were, and they're
Right
all
on.
there, like, I'm not gonna let you not do it. And
Yeah.
I was like, all
That's
right,
great.
It was very encouraging too, though, because it was also like kind of put in my head too, like I'm a truck driver, right?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of one of those things that was told to me, like, like worst case scenario, like you just keep truck driving.
Right
And I
on.
said,
Right on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yes.
know what, let's do it. And yeah, man, we're here now, and we're growing.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, so with it growing, so what's your kind of like what's your vision for Hardheads, man? I mean, what do you see for it to do? Do you want to franchise out? Do you want to just get you some skilled players on your belt? You want some competitors? What's your vision?
um to be honest, my vision is just like I said from the jump, I just want to have a place where people can come and just kind of have like an outlet, right? I always
Right.
tell everybody that walks in the gym, because like that's a question that people ask a lot, like, hey, do you guys compete? And yeah, of course we do, and we're going to continue to compete. um but my vision is just to have a place where people can kind of train, feel at home. And I always tell guys, like, I'm going to support you the same way, whether you compete or not, whether a person comes in to lose weight or as a hobby, or if somebody wants to become a world champion. I'm going to treat you the exact same way.
Right
Of
on.
course, the training may be a little different, right? Obviously, it
Sure.
has to be. Uh, but as far as the experience and the what our mission is just to provide a place that people can enjoy training at.
Oh yeah, and so that's a you know a very humble approach because you do have quite a lot of skilled people in there, man. I mean, obviously, um, not just high level practitioners, but high level competitors that's in there, and I know some of those guys are your coaches. So what's your regiment for getting the coaches and things in there, that extra points of knowledge, if you will?
Um, you know, um, there's a lot of people that want to help people, man, but sometimes they're not provided that opportunity. You know, I'll just be honest. There's a lot of egos in, I'm sure, all martial arts, and I feel like now more than ever. And there's people that just want to help people, man, and you just kind of got to give them that opportunity. Not
Yeah.
overlook them, let them know that they're um, that they're being heard, that they can provide something for others. And
Oh
some
yeah.
people just love coaching. Other people, I always tell people, like, there's some people that are great at fighting and they're horrible coaches, right? Or there's people
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
great coaches, right? You take like John Danaher, like he's never really competed much,
Right
and
on.
he's
Spot on.
the greatest coach to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So
Indeed.
it's just
Indeed.
there's a place for everyone.
Right on, man. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So yeah, and then that's like the first day I walked in there. I mean, just watching the quality of folks in there, man, was like, and I'm not putting myself on any particular like level or anything like this, but obviously, if you have experience, you can see there's a quality of things that are going on. You can see there's a level of and we can call it even professionalism, but the sharpness or the understanding of the dynamics, and you know what I mean, and seeing how people move and things like that. You're like, oh man, this is like, because it's as much as you want to kind of equate things to well-known factors. Like you're walking into a place where you guys are quite humble, but this the level of understanding and the I guess the focus and the intent on learning a skill is there, and it reflects into the way people are operating, man. And it's very great to see. And then counter to what you mentioned earlier, it's without ego here. It's like the egos is like pretty much not non-existent. It's so playful, and as well as you guys get in other people to come into your. I've attended a seminar with you guys. You brought in other people, man. So I know you're willing to have the door open for that. So I guess if you want to speak on that, because I know you have another seminar coming up in January as well, though. So how do you get those tangents out there to get these others to come in outside of your environment?
Yeah, man. Something that I'm very big on too is like is is not limiting yourself to learning, like just like being like on a one track type of training or learning. So it's very important for me to like, or for us at the gym to make sure that we're also bringing in other people, right, to kind of get different looks. As far as the connections, like Vanak, he's an old friend of mine. That guy's scary, man. He's
He is.
and he's been scary for years, like he's a good guy, man. I really like him. I have a really good friendship with him.
Yeah.
And when since we opened the gym, he was one of the first persons to reach out to me and tell me like, "Hey, man, I'm very proud of you. If you ever need me to come out there, like I'm there."
Right on.
Um, Sorry, excuse me.
No worries.
Same with Coach Chris. Coach Chris Herrera. He's coming January 10th. The same way, man. These are all people that I've met years ago that have continued to stayed in contact with me. We've still had a good relationship, and the same thing. And I really kind of have to say that um like what you put out into the universe, like you get back, right? So
Indeed.
I feel like, and I hope this doesn't sound wrong, but I know that I'm trying to help people. So maybe other people see that and kind of want to reciprocate that too. So like Coach Chris, right? Like, hey man, like um if you ever need any help, I'll be glad to help you out. I'll be out there. And the same thing, like the same thing with Vanak, like, hey, it was the same situation. And it's not, and they're not the only ones. I have many people that I want to bring in and kind of help, not help, but they'll help me, and I'm helping them in a way, if that
Right
makes
on.
sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it's just a circle, man, and yeah, they just a lot of these people are friends of mine.
yeah, it's funny, man, because you know my initial, I think, mention of you uh, came through someone that's in part of my family here. You know what I mean? They were like, "Hey, I know his sister. She was saying her brother was opening a place up the street." And I was like, "Oh man, I just went up there." And since then, it's like of course, our friend Jesse. He gets his massages here from other half, Maria, right? And so it's like, hey, yeah, I know him. He's been asking me to come up there to go to classes.
Yeah.
So I did. I was at the university doing a little thing with the finals, and then meeting so many other practitioners that knew of Hardheads and you guys. Man, it's like, oh man, so that network is very kind of expensive, if you will, man. So a lot of folks are definitely familiar with you guys or connected with you guys in some form or fashion, if you will, man. So your hands are definitely out there to connect with many. Now, do you guys get offerings to get other kind of like, I don't know, maybe demos or events? So yeah, you guys open for stuff like that, where you yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely we are. We're working with our local park. They have like a family night soon. As a matter of fact, they just had one about 2 weeks ago, but we already had a pre-existing plans, so we weren't able to make that one. But yeah, we're always looking to again get into the community. Like I don't. I always say this, like I don't just want to be a gym that's in the neighborhood. Like I want us to be part of the neighborhood.
Right on, man. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, yeah, super great, man. So, I I know that you guys have um, your schedule out there, and right now you guys are probably by the time I post this, this may not be the case that you guys are doing a free a run through the rest of December. But I know you guys offer other like trial versions and things like that. You want to speak on that? How do you guys operate as far as your program, your curriculum, if you will?
Yeah, as far as like our trials go, it's something that we'll always have. Um, Again, without people coming and trying it out, they'll never know who we are, what we do, what we offer, or what they can get out of it for themselves. So the free trial will always be available. Um, we do have a couple free classes as well on top of our free trial, right? We offer that for that same reason, to make connections and network with people. Um, I never turned down. I try. Yeah, I try. Not I try, but I never turn down any type of networking, like whether it's a communication network or making a connection for whatever it may be. That's really what like I would like to kind of be, or I just want to give people opportunities because I want opportunities too, right?
Right
Uh,
on, man. Yes.
just being straightforward with everybody, right? Like, if there's anything that I can help with, I like to help people, um, and then in hopes of I can be remembered for something,
Right on, man.
maybe. Um, and as far as our like our scheduling goes, like whenever we offer free like classes, like I think we did one for October as well, if I'm not mistaken. It's really just to kind of like for example, right now the Christmas break, New Year's break, I know there's a lot of people that are coming back home, right, to visit, and a lot of people train and they want a place to train at. And like I always said, I'm not in this to get rich, man. So like, just come by and train. You need a place to train. Come by and train. Of course, that also helps with other people that are interested in training, and maybe 2 days um, is not enough to kind of get the feeling, or to kind of make up your mind, if you will. Everybody's different, and so that's why we do these things. And it's
Yeah.
also kind of to kind of like, it's kind of my way of giving back, if you will. It's especially right now, as a gym that we're I mean, we're up and all, but to kind of just get more involved, or more out there in the community, we just offer
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah, and your regular schedule, like what's your regular curriculum like? For you guys, I know I've caught wind of it that you guys are just starting your gi classes up.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, so what's your curriculum? I know you mentioned about those little offerings, but what do you guys regularly do? What are you guys normally doing in there? Sure.
Yeah, so we offer jujitsu, mostly nogi. We started a nogi.
Hmm.
Um uh and just really quickly, just to kind of explain it, it's just simple. We do nogi on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Muay Thai on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Nice.
We just added our gi class on Monday. People were asking for it, and initially we didn't have a gi class because I wanted to be cost effective, if you, or I don't know if that's the right word.
Right on. Yeah. Yes. Yes. For the
But
gear. Yeah.
not have somebody come in and drop a bunch of bucks that maybe that will put them in a just we didn't offer the gi initially, and people have been asking for it, so we're like, all right, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Our mission is to just add, but uh of course, I like to make sure that we're making moves with tact, right? We're not just adding all these classes and then having to remove them. I really don't like that.
Right on. Right
uh,
on. Yeah.
but yeah, the gi class is growing, man. It's really cool, and I've always loved gi. I loved it.
Yeah. That's what's up. Do you have a preference between the two?
No, I don't. I like them both equally. I
That's
really do. There was a time where, like, maybe like the last 2 years of my training, it was
Mhm.
just really like nogi based. I guess maybe like I kind of just got like a little bit like brainwashed or into the hype, of like nogi is king. And but I feel like gi just kind of gives you like that. I don't know, that traditional feel, and I like that, you know.
Yeah, I do. I do. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, this is a different play for sure, man. So
Yeah,
crazy different amount of stuff to consider.
yeah, yeah,
So being a novice down there. Wait a minute, hold on. Why's my collar around my throat like this? So,
yeah,
so it's pretty funny. Yeah, so it's great, man. I'm glad to see that you are getting the opportunity, even step into expanding. And I think I have some young uh, younger practitioner gi material that I can actually donate to you guys. Me and Maria were
awesome,
talking about that, so that way you guys can have some extra spare ones. You know what I mean? Because I know that's
nice,
always nice to have, especially if someone wants to even try it out. They can just like have some.
yeah,
Yeah, so I'll get those down your way too as well, man. But
thank you.
and I don't want obviously take up too much more of your time, but I do want to talk about something else I noticed about you too as well, which is two factors: your movies and your music, man. So the
Yeah,
movies, you carry the role very well, like a hardcore gangster, man. So I see you into like the Goodfellas and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah. So is that your genre? What's the scoop on that?
yeah. I just love it, man. I love I just love like that. I don't know, like yeah, I love the genre. Like I love the style. I love like the way people maybe in those movies kind of carry themselves. Like
Yeah.
I love that, like the structure that comes. There's a lot of things I love about that genre.
Right on, right on. Yeah, yeah. I was, big into like those kind of movies when when they were out too as well. Like I like that style. Cause I even watch like Chinese gangster movies like that, if you will. You know what I mean? I like that
Yeah,
that even Russian ones too, right? Because they had that little vibe, that feel, like you said, the structure, right? It's
yeah,
funny, right? And secondary, like I know that we have some very similarities in our taste in music. Particularly West
yeah,
Side Gun and the Griselda family, but I that's one of the things also I noticed when I was working out with you guys, like your music choice. I was like, yeah, that's like right up my alley. I can vibe out to this hardcore. So
you
what's your
know. I
yeah,
had
go
to change it up, man, because if it was up to me, we just play Griselda music. But so so now I'm trying to be fair and like
no,
somebody comes in and I'm like, hey, what do you want to listen to today? And then
fair
like
enough, man.
the other day, one of the kids, Jason, was like, hey, you know who I just started listening to? And I was like, who? He's like, I really like him a lot. I think his name is West Side Gun. I was like as soon as he said West Side, I was looking for it already. Like all right,
Uh,
kid.
yeah, how did you stumble into that, man? Of all things, a South Sider with. So all right, so I'm from the East Coast, right? I'm old school. I DJ a little bit, but nothing grand. But I'm into that music, and there's a certain nostalgic feel for their music for me, right?
Yeah,
So the more modernized, popular music doesn't follow that same kind of that kind of vibe or trend. So
right.
how did you stumble into it, man? I'm very curious.
You know what? I two things. One of my favorite rappers when I was younger was Styles P. Um, and so like I was in, yeah, I was into like a
A
lot of
lot.
his mixtapes,
Yeah.
and and then just really I found them. I had heard like initially I heard Benny the Butcher through like Pandora,
Right on.
right? And then I had a training partner or an old coach. Um, we would talk music and stuff, and sometimes I would get on him because he would listen to what I thought was kind of weird music, and I was like, "You don't like anything like this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I actually like. I prefer. Can't remember if he said Conway or West Side."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Wait, who's what? Like what?" He's like, "You never heard them?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." Man, when I heard West Side Gun, like just
Yeah.
the ad libs, I was like, "That's it.
Right.
This is my guy right here."
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. I
yeah,
kind of had the same kind of feel. I heard it. I think the first time on a mixtape. I used to work in the office, and during my programming and everything, I'm sitting here listening to like New York radio, and it was something that about obviously he has this unique flow in the way, like you said, the ad libs, the way he started off, and I was like, "Yo, who is this? Like,
yeah,
who is this dude?" Yeah, and it just stuck from there. And then when they grew, into putting out all their stuff in there, and the whole family of music and everything like that. It's like, oh man, yeah. And then to hear you guys playing it down here, and I was like, what the heck, man? What's going
Yeah,
on?
man. But you know what though? I feel like I listen to I just like music. I like a
You
lot of
do. You
music, man. I really do.
Yeah, except for Tejano. I saw you're not a fan of
Yeah,
Tejano.
yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. I tell my wife like maybe it's something psychological or I don't know what it is, but I can't. It makes my stomach hurt. I don't know
Yeah.
why. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lover of music too, man. Like I said, DJ. I was in marching band when I was in junior high school and stuff like that. I played saxophone, and then for a while I was like a little b-boy. I did choreography, dance, and everything. Then I went into DJing, and then finally I went to like martial arts, like and everything like that.
Nice.
So my whole thing with music is like, and I played all different types from orchestra to classical music, I should say, jazz and all that sorts. But yeah, I love music, and I find myself finding different things that I connect with, but yeah, definitely when I heard that same connection, I was like, oh my goodness, it's like it was just a shock. It was just a surprise and everything. So that was super cool though.
Yeah, yeah. Music has always kind of been like something in my life. Like my parents always been like big music listeners. My mom's family is from Chicago, and like I
Oh,
said,
okay.
on her side, my uncles and aunts. They're younger, so they're not too far in age from me.
Right, right.
So like I always like liked or gravitated to like their style of music too. You know what I mean?
I
So
understand.
like
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of I really attribute like my a selection of music to a lot of them too. You know, like one of my uncles, he's the youngest uncle in my mom's family. Like he was a DJ. I was like in elementary, and he would DJ like at clubs, and I thought he was like the coolest. You know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, they would still like break dance, and then
Oh, cool. Yeah.
yeah, so like it was and then when I got to high school, like uh me and some friends, like well, my friends really they would like rap and stuff, and me and another friend would try and produce and like
Oh
so
wow!
yeah.
What? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I had my little run with my group of friends. When we started off in England doing all this stuff, man. Got together a group. We toured a little bit in England and produced music. And then, like one of my friends, he's still sending me stuff he's producing now. He's produced for some other well-known artists and stuff too, as well. So he always sends me. You'll hear me mixing some of his stuff sometimes. Yeah. So definitely, always been into music. Very, very similar vein, man. So that's kind of funny.
Nice.
And you mentioned you did a bit in high school. What's high school do you go? I know there's a little rivalry down here. Like, was it Harlandale and McCullum and
Yeah,
so,
Harlem, McCullum.
so
But I grew up over by South End. Like so,
you
me
were
and all
separate
my
from it.
family grew up. Yeah, we all went to South End. Like what you see now is not the school I went to. You know,
Okay,
but
okay.
yeah, that's all new. But yeah, we're all from there, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, man, I mean, I want to give you an opportunity though. As we close out, just kind of do a good summation, of Hardheads and what you had to offer for the folks and everything, man. And again, I'll just send my accolades out to you guys on one of having a great place, two having a whole gym full of very skillful people, and three that is extremely welcoming and very kind of like much a place that anybody could feel at home in there and really gain a lot of knowledge from. So if you could just kind of give a good summation of your feels on hard heads and things like that and what you got for the folks.
Yeah, everybody, man. We just we're here, man. We're here on the south side, right in Palo Alto. Um, we're I'm from here. I know how what it's like and how it's like. And it doesn't mean that you can't come in and learn here and and possibly like just gain a new skill or maybe even change your life, right? Sometimes we look. I'm just familiar with the environment. Sometimes we look for escapes and other things, and there's a lot of good things that we can use in place of those other things, right? And that's what we're here for. I'm not a saint. I'm not a this is not a school where you got to worry about uh, your social status. your financial place. We're just here to provide good training, man, and an escape for anybody and everybody. And like I said, if you are looking for a place to call home, or maybe just to kind of escape the world for a little bit, come by, man. We have classes for kids and adults. Um, yeah, we have classes for kids and adults. We have discounts for law enforcement, veterans, active duty, uh, and that's pretty much it, man. We're just here if you want to come try us, man. I'll never be one to force anybody, or I hate sounding like a salesman too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
'Cause
do.
I always tell people that on the phone too, like man, I could just be on here and like try and sell you this, but just come in, you know. There's nothing to it. Like you can only gain from it, you know.
Right on.
So, but that's it, man. I'm sorry, I really didn't have any like a spill or anything. It's just I'm going off the head, but
Not
uh,
off the heart, bro. Off the
yeah,
heart, man. That's what's up. No, no, that's very appreciative, man. Because you're just speaking like very candidly and sincere. So yeah, there's nothing else you needed to include for that, man. That's perfect.
yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, on that note, man, I'll let you get your time back, and and then we may have another talk on when things start to grow a little bit more, and see how you want to carry on with a message out there for the folks. All right, that sounds
Let's
good.
do it, Mike. I'm ready. I'm always I always make time for you, man. And uh, can't wait to see you back on the mats, man.
Yes, yes. I'm fully injured now. I mean, fully recovered from my injury. So I'll be back out, and then getting my time to do, especially for the holidays, because it's free time. You may even see me this evening. So
Yeah.
don't be shocked.
There you go. No, yeah, we'll be here. Glad to have you coming by, man. And I appreciate everything you do, man. As far as like you always have nothing but good things to say about us, and I don't say thank you enough, man. But I appreciate that. I feel like that's uh one of the like it's the biggest thing for us as a gym, you know, to have somebody genuinely speak on how they feel about what it is that we are, what we provide. It's better than anything. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's all sincere. My pleasure, man. Yeah, my pleasure. All right.
All
On
right,
that
man.
note, I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, Mike. Take care, brother. We'll see you.